Welcome to the PC Perspective Podcast. We're at episode 871. I forgot to change it in the show notes here. It's being recorded on June 10, 2026. I'm Sebastian Peak.
I'm not Jeremy Holstrom.
I'm Josh Walrath, and I didn't forget my place in, the order and the entire pecking of the universe. Wait, what?
I remembered what I was supposed to be doing Wednesday nights and showed up again. I'm Brett Van Sternberg.
And yes, you did miss all the good stuff right before Sebastian hit record. I'm Kent Burgess.
I don't know if I would call any of it good, but you certainly missed out on something. So join us on Wednesday nights on YouTube, where we do a live stream every week. And about 80% of it ends up in the podcast most of the time. But that 20%, it can get pretty spicy.
It's gold, Jerry. Gold. No, it sucks.
Wow.
It all
Okay.
sucks.
Josh,
Moving along.
Josh will talk to us about his escapades shortly. But first, we have to talk about Patreon, which is the driving force of our podcast and of so many creators everywhere. And they always do the same thing. They inundate you with requests for support when you're just trying to listen to the dang content. And we're sorry about that, but we thank you for supporting us. I don't know if you have any specific call outs, Brett, but
I don't, but I will be assembling them for next week.
excellent.
Actually, there's going to be I want to use the word cavalcade, but I don't want to oversell it right now. But it's, there's going to be, a litany of sponsors. So thank you ahead of time.
Yes. And moving to...
Wouldn't that be a cavalcade?
Yeah, that's what I said. Or not.
Okay.
moving to the food segment with Josh, I'm sure he will not let us down this week.
Guess what? I let you down. But I can describe what I had. I mean,
where's the picture?
There's no picture. There's no picture.
Okay.
Because I've done it before.
Well, I did add a picture.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I'm not sure I want to see what the picture is. But the special this week, because they got rid of their chicken wings like 2 months ago, the special was smoked chicken wings. So I had to have some. I ordered 10. I ate 6 because they were big wings, big honking wings with a lot of meat on them and some fries. But it was in a black box, and because they were smoked, I mean, they kind of had a char look to them, and it was a dark sauce, and you took a picture of it, and everything just disappeared. So it wouldn't be that interesting. But anyway, smoked wings, you've got to do it sometime in your life because they're fantastic. Thank you.
Picture didn't happen.
Yeah.
What?
And you sure don't want a picture now.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You're right about that. Let's move to the PC Perspective news desk. And our first story is that I forgot to plug in the laptop. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Doing it live again.
I always F something up, and this time it was I didn't plug in the video capture on the laptop.
The studio was coming together so nicely as well. It's really coming together.
Mm-hmm. From videocards.com, 3DMark adds native Windows on ARM support for Speedway and Port Royal. These are 3DMark benchmarks that everybody runs, especially Speedway. Having that native ARM support, I feel like we're getting closer, guys, to that.
Like it's real. Like
ARM future.
Yeah.
The future is Fusion.
now.
Oh, wait, that's AMD.
Yeah.
Think about it. 20 years ago, AMD was way before their time with the whole future is Fusion thing. They wanted to push the heterogeneous compute, but they were too soon. But that has nothing to do with 3DMark Windows on ARM. But that's awesome that they have support.
Neither does the original Surface Pro.
Yeah, Surface RT.
That's a
Windows RT.
Windows. Yeah, Windows RT, Surface RT.
Yeah. I think WART was the acronym for it.
Kent, you were trying to say something?
I suspect that the massive amount of money that NVIDIA has put into their new CPU might have something to do with this.
Well, maybe, but if you think about it, Qualcomm has worked as well for like the last 2 years to try to get it off the ground, and they spent a tremendous amount of money along with, goading Microsoft. So I think eventually we're at a tipping point where ARM is going to be pretty solid on Windows.
Yeah. And that's a pretty low bar considering that neither Intel nor AMD are pretty solid on Windows at this point. So, yeah, it's a win-win-win situation. I kid, though. No, I'm happy that these ARM processors that Qualcomm has really seemed to have knocked the ball out of the park with this. I haven't got my hands on one yet, but from talking to some people, they're like, yeah, okay, this is actually a laptop that is usable and significantly better than your average Chromebook. So that's relatively high praise for something of this level.
From you? Yes.
Yeah. Looking at video cards, by the way, just their website, the popular stories, it's been by far the NVIDIA N1X stuff, the new XPS laptop that was confirmed, the different specifications for the laptop chips that were coming. Not just here, but there's a lot of interest in this new platform because NVIDIA, of course, it's the biggest tech company in the world. Qualcomm, they played around with this, but now NVIDIA is involved.
Yeah.
And
they're only worth, what, $4 trillion or something in market cap. They're worth more than India.
They're worth a lot of simoleons.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, do you want to talk to us about ARM stuff?
I would like to. ARM sent me some information, and you know what? ARM is doing math. That's all CPUs are. Different ways of doing math. And math is good for those of us who want to play mobile games. And so ARM has invested heavily in making sure that their mobile neural processors are actually in use and giving stunning realistic graphics via the Unreal Engine and Unreal Mega lighting. But anyway, there's a game coming up called Neural Dawn that they pretty much claim is desktop quality graphics, console quality graphics, and it is in a power envelope of the Extreme Mobile. So, 2.5 watts that will give you a really solid looking game that is pretty and has pretty accurate lighting. Now, is it truly accurate? Probably not. I mean, this is all neural networking using hardware and upcoming ARM parts that will accelerate this stuff and make your games on mobile look beautiful. So they're hoping that they'll get their foot in the door here, get the ball rolling. They are advancing graphics on the mobile at a pretty solid rate, and they're using interesting ways to do that. And in this case, they're using the neural units on that ARM has developed, and it's going to be inside their upcoming Mali chips, Megalites.
Can it play Fork Knife?
Fork Knife? Well, yes, it can already.
Oh wait, Fortnite. What are the kids playing nowadays?
Yeah. But this game's coming up this fall, I think, and ARM was a big help in getting it released with the technology and making it look nice. That's it. That's everything.
That's actually
they're using math, approximate math to give you nice visuals. It's
new math.
That's the best that any simulation can really do, if you think about it. Approximate reality the best they can without using atoms.
Or much memory.
Yeah.
To lead into the next story.
Yeah, great transition. Because we thought memory prices had kind of stabilized its storage.
What is this we?
And then I saw something from G-Skill, someone there was saying they expect it to take about 2 years for prices to go back to normal. And I'm thinking, well, I mean, I'm sure you wish that that's the case because you can keep selling it.
Spoiler alert, prices never go back to normal.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
but here
yes.
from Tom's Hardware, Lexar regional manager says that RAM prices are expected to double by the end of the year. Discounts and stabilized prices result from distributors getting rid of old stock or sourcing products from other regions. Don't get your hopes up. Quoting directly from the article.
Actually,
Now, when they say
Sapphire's PR manager Ed Chrysler was also quoted as DRAM prices will begin to stabilize in the next 6 to 8 months, but at higher prices. But the situation seems to have changed.
Albeit at higher prices. That's great.
Yeah, stabilized, but higher.
So the good news is that RAM prices have gone up between 150 to 170 some percent. So the biggest pain is over. They're only going to just get a little bit higher so that they're literally twice as much as you were paying. Isn't that wonderful? And that's just the assumption.
There's a throwaway line at the bottom of this. The throwaway line at the bottom of this that talks about motherboard sales. And that unfortunately, the increasing RAM and SSD and just the DIY build pricing has caused motherboard sales to collapse by 25%. That is a big hit to this DIY industry.
Yep. Well,
I'm surprised it's not more.
Really? Because I thought 25% was actually fairly sizable.
It is sizable, but I really thought it was going to be more, especially after, watching a lot of the coverage from Computex last week. Manufacturers are really not introducing many new products. They're all very scared
it was like
losing the DIY market.
And honeycombs from the space shuttle, and but nothing specifically
if we were to take
new.
a poll of anybody watching and all of our listeners, I'm pretty sure it's not just 25% that weren't interested in buying a DDR5 based motherboard with an overpriced graphics card this year. I think it's probably more than half. We're just like, forget this. We'll ride this out. And the unfortunate thing about that stabilization stuff, we were getting used to paying about $100 for 32 gigs of DDR5 and then spending a little bit more to get stuff with lower latency or whatever. And now it's going to go back to a norm of that being at least $200. We're like, oh, it's only $200 now for that 32 gig kit. We'll never have that again.
Yeah.
No, I wonder if it's never because. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
Never say never. I mean, these things are fickle, and eventually they're going to run out of data center space because everybody's protesting it. Nobody wants it.
Data centers on the moon, Josh.
Yeah,
put data centers in orbit.
Oh yeah,
orbit
at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, bottom of the ocean actually would work. I mean, just fill it with nitrogen, drop it in there. You got good cooling. Essentially infinite seek. But no, I mean, I think that we will see, again, a fluctuation of price, and eventually it will go down. But I don't know if we will have extended periods just with the cycles that we're having. But also think about that 25% motherboard thing. How many of the kind of smaller OEMs, like those people that sell on Newegg all the time, they actually use DIY motherboards? They're not, specific OEM style motherboards that they get. So if you look at any of those, aquarium cases you can get for $1,000 or $1,500 and on Newegg, they're all using, Asus MSI DIY, retail style motherboards. I mean, whether they're really taking up 50% of the market and the rest is 25% end users, I don't know. But still, that's a massive drop. 25% that's hurting some bottom lines and slowing down manufacturing in areas that maybe could not handle slowdowns.
There's two additional comments that I just read in a couple of different chats that's going on. One is the supply that potentially coming online from China. Hey, that's going to be cheaper DDR5. A lot of people have sampled that, and they're looking at that as like prices are not cheaper at all. Pretty much in line with the Samsung and the Microns of the world.
It's just more.
That's not going to be That's not going to. There's more. Maybe it's available, but the pricing is pretty much the same. It's on par. So that's not going to be the savior here either. The other one comment that I read was that there's DDR4 boards. They're coming out. DDR4 pricing is going to save us. The problem is DDR4 manufacturing is really not happening a whole lot anymore. So the supply is dwindling. That's not.
The prices are not.
Yeah, they're actually there are more DDR4 manufacturing going on, but
they might be ramping it up.
It's because it's a larger process. It's a larger, older process. Yeah, it's
money.
Yeah, so they're producing again because a lot of these older processes at some of these other fabs are just they were underutilized. So it's like might as well. But I imagine just wafer prices probably are pretty tight. It just 12-inch silicon. Is it 8-inch or 12-inch? 12-inch silicon wafers. I think their prices have been rising pretty dramatically as of late.
Sebastian, the next topic is: should we not talk about this for the next 2 years, or are we going to talk about it again? But anyway,
so the Windows.
No, I was going to mention just before we moved on that I have a feeling the reason that's only been a 25% hit is people wanting to upgrade something. You get the upgrade bug. I can't afford new memory. I can't afford new SSDs. Can't afford a new graphics card. Hey, I wonder if there's a nice MOBO and CPU combo I could get. Because literally that would be the only thing you can afford to upgrade right now is your motherboard. And the occasional CPU. So it's going to hurt even worse.
Moving on to the next topic. Windows 11 Performance Boost is here today.
Yeah.
Really?
Enable it now.
Yeah.
Hey, on Patch Tuesday, it's not all about just patching. Sometimes he hides other stuff in there.
Which is, totally real and definitely noticeable for everyone.
What, the low latency profile didn't bring gaming bliss to your Windows 11 desktop?
Weirdly,
Well, it's just app launch and core experiences such as like menu sweeping.
I got to tell you, my PowerShell does launch a little bit quicker.
You must launch it a lot if you can actually see that.
No, I'm just making this up because, honestly, that I've been looking around. No one has really been gushing about this that was not seemingly tongue-in-cheek or in love with the new start menu.
Under the hood, what this is doing is just throttling up the CPU clock speed faster. Mm-hmm. That's my read of it. Is instead of letting it be reactive, it's like more directive, more deterministic, saying bump it because it's throttling up and down. So they have found a way to boost CPU speeds to like its natural boost speed just more quickly.
Remember Windows for workstations?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get into this too quickly. We should.
Yeah, but that's literally what they've done is just poured over stuff from the workstation server side to the local plebs, meaning us.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Microsoft's going to be one of our sponsors coming up this year, in which case, oh my God, it is amazing.
And then it's going to be great.
Hey,
I can't wait to talk about
Office 342. It's my favorite Office suite. Whatever it is.
Best,
Office 328.
It's the best Office ever.
359. And that's being generous.
That is pretty generous.
It is.
All right.
Being generous.
From Tom's Hardware. Intel expands new game-boosting iBOT software with 7 more games. Up to a 27% improvement. Team Blue claims 12% average jump in newly supported titles. I do like looking at this because the software, like the binary optimization tool, I was looking down the list of the games. Like, man, they really have hit a lot of the games that are used for benchmarking, haven't they?
Interesting choice, isn't it? I think one of the ones you probably singled out was Metro Exodus.
I was like, Metro Exodus. Why is? Oh yeah, because a lot of people still use that for
benchmarking.
Who does that?
I don't know. I stopped finally this year. All right. So
You're not using Metro Exodus anymore?
I decided it's at this point, once they're that old, I mean, if I'm going to use an old game, I'm going to do like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mm-hmm. It still looks good.
It still looks good, and it's still a great game. I mean, do people still play Metro Exodus? I feel like people revisit RDR2 frequently.
Well, I still need to revisit the first one.
Well, I've heard that it's not. I haven't played the first one.
Well, no, but it got ported to PC, so I gobbed it, and I wanted to play it, and I just actually never have.
Anyway. Good story. High five.
Okay.
Just wanted to say this didn't just come to the latest Core Ultra series. They also are allowing it to happen on Panther Lake as well.
Wait, I thought it was just Core. Okay.
Yeah. So this feature also works on Panther Lake. So there's a little bit of a hook to the story saying, oh, it's not just for the latest chips, which I don't know how well they're selling. I think we all know how well they're selling. Panther Lake
incredibly well.
Yes, incredibly well. But they're clawing. They're trying to do the best they can.
No, it's a solid platform. Honestly, I always like Intel for their like connectivity, the networking, and the really good USB and storage performance. But after that,
hey, you know what? They are under, not utilized, underestimated on how good they are at compiler technology across the board. And this is, this may be, part of that optimizations. You can't click any of those, can you?
Come on. No, you can't. Josh, what you're essentially saying is there's no game better than software to make your hardware look better.
As is tradition.
Because, Windows is so good at optimizing software that makes your stuff run. Microsoft just loves that. They are class leading. That's why Intel can come out and get 20%.
You got to find people who are good at software. You got to have that.
Yeah.
By the way, my comment about
they say
benchmarking,
Stockholm syndrome isn't real.
My comment about benchmarking, if you look at the stuff that's binary optimization enabled in this example picture here, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy
we'll get Brent to benchmark then.
These are 100% like benchmark titles. Far Cry 6, Geekbench 6.3 evaluation version.
Homeworld 3, though? That's kind of an odd one.
Hogwarts, yeah.
Oh, Homeworld 3.
Homeworld 3? Seriously? Interesting. Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm not surprised that wasn't done.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So, I mean, it's not cheating. Yeah. It's just software optimization. But wasn't it Geekbench or somebody was like, we're not going to accept these numbers if you use iBOT. Makes Apple look bad. So it's illegal.
Sebastian, that's not what they said. They didn't say that.
That's how I read it. All right, moving on.
My Geekbench marks won't count anymore? Oh, no.
Sorry, we're going to remove you from the database. M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5 are the fastest processors ever made by man.
And there was no M2.
Yeah, we don't talk about M2. From Tom's Hardware, AMD reaches almost 45% CPU share in the latest Steam hardware survey for Windows gaming PCs.
Amazing.
Oddly enough, Ryzen is steadily gaining ground against Intel's legacy domination. Well, the only reason they haven't gained more ground is because of the price of DDR5. There would have been a lot of stuff building
that was
PCs.
Also a nice pun about Intel's legacy. Because it's not like they've been being very inventive lately. P-cores and E-cores did not work out for the gamer, and so reverting back to P-cores is not, pushing the level that X3D is.
You mean people didn't like random core of the moment? That didn't...
I hear it wasn't popular among the kids.
Hey, Microsoft, can you help us out with this core parking thing? Nah.
The what? The what?
Don't worry. All you have to do is run a bunch of processors that are on all the time, have the game bar updated to a certain build number, keep that running, and jump through 84 more hoops, and then you can properly use X3D. Oh wait, we're not talking about X3D.
Well, and have your cores because you got to be in game mode.
Barely an inconvenience.
Yes.
Nah.
Server space, they're also about the same rate, by the way, as Josh is probably aware about. They're also about 46% as well. Server space.
Oh, Epic has been epic for them.
It's cleaning house.
Why wouldn't it be more? Is it just because of some of the sweet deals Intel will offer people?
You can't afford to upgrade a server anymore.
Oh, well, that's true. From windowsforum.com, Microsoft 365 Copilot auto install returns in June 2026.
Welcome
Admin
back,
controls tested.
Jeremy, I know you were looking forward to this.
It is a Wix site. This is the inevitability of Copilot. Like it or not, it will show up, and the only tool that you have to block it is provided to you by the people shoehorning it onto your system. So they would very much like you to give them a reason to have spent all of this money on the Copilot app. And it will be automatically installed on any eligible commercial Windows PC in 2026. Now, that does suggest that it means non-intuned machines, like personal machines, but they keep using specifically commercial Windows PCs, which is an interesting definition that I don't think we actually know what it means. So it could well mean any licensed Windows machine out there. It's not optional. It will come in. It won't even knock. It will just suddenly show up. The waves have already started. You would have seen the first wave the end of last week, and this will keep going into July. So Microsoft decided that, hey, when everyone hated us shoving AI into everything, maybe we should just pause, let them realize what they're missing. Let them realize just how much their life is worse without AI in everything. So we'll just pause it for a bit, and then we'll shove it back in, and they will praise us for it. Because this time it's going to be different. I promise. I won't. Yeah. So like it or not, here it comes. Look for me to post stuff about the tools you can use to try and get rid of it again. But it's going to be in everything.
Yeah, it showed up on all the computers at my local office. I contacted our IT team to see if we would be able to turn it off. And
were they crying when you called?
No, they're like, why? And I almost wanted to use the R word at them, but I didn't.
No.
So.
Because I'm almost in tears sometimes. We're hitting the point where it's like, all right, let's accept the inevitable. We're spending too much money keeping it out. It's costing us money to keep it out. That's it.
Quick note on this, Jeremy. Europe gets to opt out again.
Oh yes, the EU. The EU is once again, a bastion.
Could it be
freedom and rights?
Privacy laws in the EU that Copilot inclusion automatically, inherently runs afoul of just by merely running it on your computer. That it's exfilling some of your personal data. Did I say the quiet part out loud?
Are you suggesting that Copilot might add additional insecurity to your system?
Just said it.
That's the thing that was the thing that I really wanted to talk to them about, because we have HIPAA information on all of our systems.
Exactly.
How is this okay? How is this okay for Copilot?
You're not as powerful as GPDR.
That's the secret.
HIPAA seems to be more of a suggestion down there. Yeah, I know. It baffles me, but it is I'm trying to think of the movie quote.
The powers that be that can make decisions about this sort of thing at the legislative level don't have any fundamental understanding of any of it. And don't worry,
thank
the
goodness they're in
Microsoft
charge.
lobbyists would prevent them from understanding it.
Just walk away. Just walk away.
Well, welcome back to Copilot in June here that the reprieve is over.
Just
Open arms.
stop using Microsoft products if at all possible at this point.
Yeah.
Nobody's willing to make the sacrifice. We can all be on
Neither
Linux
you or I
right
have
now.
written up a Bazite guide yet, have we?
Oh, you should do that.
No,
it's almost
because
like that's a
I've
fad.
encountered problems with my Bazite install.
Oh, well, you should write it then because you got the secure boot key, right?
It's not that. It opens, loads up perfectly fine, but like every 30 seconds to 2 minutes, the system just stops for like 2 to 3 seconds and then starts up again.
Is MC Hammer involved? Stop.
Possibly.
It's hammer time.
And it moves back and forth. Hey, Bront, what is that?
If
glass that
RAM
got
weren't
there?
so expensive, it might be hammer time.
I got this special
hammer time?
class. Actually got this while I was sitting on the racetrack in Monte Carlo.
Yeah,
Nice.
Monte Carlo Brewery. Did they actually have good beer, or was it just overpriced?
Let me just tell you something
underwhelming?
interesting about beer in most places in Europe is you can ask for them by color. So you would ask them for like the dark or the blonde or perhaps an amber. The beer selection was not great. That doesn't mean that the ones that I ordered weren't okay. But here we seem to kind of relish our beer selections in many restaurants. And certain restaurants actually put that out there as we have a great beer selection in the U.S. It's not like that in many places there, and it is hard to find a place that puts out a lot of selections of fine brews.
It's quality over quantity, Brett. The microbrew trend apparently didn't hit over there like it did here in the 80s.
Not really. We were at a few places where you could call out by brand and things like that, but they really just kind of downplayed that and didn't have a lot of amplification.
It's the culture over there. I mean, a lot of the breweries, the major ones, have been there for hundreds and hundreds of years, and they don't change.
And
so you have a large collection,
possibly 1,000 years.
Yeah, but you see, in the U.S. for from the 50s through the 80s, it was Budweiser, Hamm's, Rainier, Coors. All of those really fun macro brews that just sucked. And then there was such a revolution in the microbrews and such impetus to get away from urine
from Big Brew.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Lone Star?
Yeah. So that eventually, you had this explosion and this wonderful selection that we have. But anyway, going back to
very good here. We're very good here for beers.
We do. Back to Microsoft.
Yeah. I do have one question, Brett. You said you got that while you were sitting on the racetrack in Monte Carlo? So that was you
the last
that they had
night
to stop the race for.
No, I was there the last night before they had to close the track to all of the vendors around it because we were there just the week before they did the Monaco GP.
Oh, thank you, Kent. Because I wanted to jump on that, but I thought maybe you would. And you did.
That was not the reason they closed the track.
Okay.
Bullshit.
All right. Let's move to the next news story from TechSpot. Bots have officially overtaken humans on the internet. It's finally happened.
Now, by what definition? Because spam overtook normal email that's forever ago. There's 10 times more spam than there is legitimate email and has been for 8-10 years now. So
this is overall packets. That includes streaming.
Okay, this is entire packets.
Yeah. Well, now that most people seemingly just sit and watch AI generated YouTube content and then the next recommended AI video and the next and the next and the next.
Jeremy, I think you have a point here, and we're using Cloudflare statistics as a stand-in for the internet as a whole. That's where.
Fair. It's just I've read this story before, and it was quite a while back, where yes, more traffic is automated. Although back then we couldn't tell if it was automated in that we're talking about, FTP sites or SFTP sites doing automatic transfers, backups, and that sort of thing. But there was more automatic than there was user driven.
Yeah, how can you tell the difference between a cron job and a interactive user?
Yeah. Well, because one is incredibly repetitive and the other is just sort of repetitive and sad. But no, and then we came out with, email usage, like email traffic over, and then was probably pop 3 to say how far back it was. There was more traffic from spam than there was legitimate emails going back and forth. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And, it's just the latest. Hey, are these by any chance AI-driven bots talking with each other, training each other?
Oh, you've never played the game of having two AIs actually talk to each other? It's hysterical.
I try not to. I watch two people that I work with talk to each other.
AIs take over the internet. If multiple AIs take over the internet, maybe they'll go to battle against each other.
You haven't seen the viral video, 2 AIs, 1 prompt?
Oh, God.
How long have you been waiting for this?
Younger viewers, don't Google that.
All right.
How long have you been waiting?
Please. Yes.
Oh, Josh, we've got a new shirt.
Since that meme was a thing, probably.
This was the birth of a new PCPer meme.
Yeah. Oh, well done.
Josh deserves a cut of all the merch sales.
Thank you.
In fact, it's all the merch sales. Josh, print off the T-shirts at home and just mail them out to people. And,
2 agents, 1 prompt.
All right. From the Register, Apple's iOS 27 goes all agentic on compromised passwords, promises to change them with 1 tap. Now, this sounds to me like just normal behavior for the typical password manager that you have installed. It's like, hey, we noticed that this password has been compromised, and you can click and it just generates a new one for you and saves it. That's just going to be built into the OS, apparently.
This is one step beyond. They're already doing that. Okay. The one step beyond here is that they have trained it on popular websites, the YouTubes of the world, essentially, Googles of the world, the banking, sites and things like that, I would imagine. And they are training it so that, hey, fix my password allows it as an agent to go in and change it on that remote website. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm okay with this.
They're training it on our bank passwords?
I don't know about the bank part because
I am sure about it. I just don't. I can't be sure of which sites they're training it on, but this is not going to be as successful as they might imagine it is. I understand what they're trying to get to. They're trying to fix people's passwords because they're easily guessable, or they've already been cracked, or stop using the same password on all of your websites, kind of thing. So I think the idea has merit, but I just don't know practically if this is going to work. It goes one step beyond the reminder of, hey, this is a cracked password, or this password is weak. It's actually going to go in and change it on the remote site.
And that's the thing. Will it tell you when it changes it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Therein lies the, I think so.
Well, there's a one button. There's a one button go do this. So I mean, you have to acknowledge that that's what it's doing.
Because I have finally gotten to the point where I just use 1 password for every single thing that I pretty much ever use.
Oh yeah, I've been using 1 password for years.
I forgot my password. Give me a new password.
No, I don't think he means he's actually using 1 password. I think he literally is using I forgot my password.
I just click on I forgot my password because I don't remember any of my passwords anymore.
Never mind.
It's so secure.
You could waterboard me. I will have no idea. I literally don't know because I have too many to keep track of. That's it. Just every time I log in somewhere, if it prompts me, if it doesn't autofill, I forgot my password. I'll set up a new one that I am not going to remember.
All right. Oddly enough, Brett and Jeremy have taken over the podcast. So let's move immediately to Insecurity Corner to continue.
Welcome to Insecurity Corner, your weekly reason to drink.
And our first story, I guess, if that last one didn't qualify, beware the Sound Blaster Katana V2X. Now, why would you have to be afraid of this innocuous little soundbar with its companion subwoofer, Jeremy?
Yeah, what's to be afraid of here?
They hit all of the high points on this one. They have a huge vulnerability. They refused to respond to the vulnerability when the person who figured it out escalated it to one of the companies that, provide security certificates. They finally come back to say, oh, it's not a problem. So just absolute perfect response from Sound Blaster. What it is that a security researcher was playing around with this Katana V2X. Apparently they're much better than the V2. And was just kind of curious, okay, what if I try and hook it up with Linux? And, okay. It's using a weird little protocol called CTP. One would assume Creative Transfer Protocol. And so, okay, can I connect to it? Oh, wait, I can. Without pairing. Without any authentication whatsoever, I can just immediately pair to this Katana V2X. So, that's a little disturbing that there's no pairing, there's no authentication to pair to it. But that's fine, because there's no way that I could, just update the firmware on it without any need to authenticate or do any. Oh, wait, I can literally over the air update the firmware on this device without ever notifying anyone who is actually using it that I have paired to it and I'm now uploading brand new firmware. And wait, I'm sure that they were, they sanitized how it connects, and it is definitely a speaker. It's just an audio device. It's not a human interface device, which covers, speaker, microphone, keyboard. Mm-hmm. And so there's no way that I could update the firmware to allow me to make it recognize itself as a keyboard and then start sending keystrokes to a connected device. Could there be? Oh, okay, yeah. So I can now actually fire up PowerShell on a Windows device connected to this soundbar without any warning whatsoever, as long as I'm in Bluetooth range. It's, I seriously. And so he pointed this out to Sound Blaster and is like, hey, this is a problem. And they didn't say anything. So he brought it up with one of the security authenticators. And they're like, yeah, this is a problem. We're going to talk to Sound Blaster. Not Creative. They split. And yeah, Sound Blaster's response was, yeah, this is not a problem. It's fine. The iOS, no sponsor, so it's the Internet of Shite. Here you go. Who cares? And this is brand new. This is replacing the V2 model. Like, it is brand new, and hey,
yep,
away you go.
Plug it into your PC. Outstanding.
Welcome back, Brett. It's hard to do this alone.
No, I understand.
It's hard to do it, but it's harder to do it alone.
It is, yeah. So this is a system that's running, I guess, some variant of some real-time operating system, probably strongly based upon Linux. So owning it gives you free reign to a lot of very cool, methods and features, and just like any Linux system. Once you can rewrite the firmware, you can upload your own stuff and probably jump on that the network it's attached to, or the whatever USB device you got it plugged into. So the opportunities are very exciting for malware authors on this particular device, I think. Once this information is now out there. So looking forward to revisiting this.
Yes. Bonus points for not having to hard code in an authentication password, because I would just skip that. You don't need it.
Because there isn't any. Because they just done away with all the pretense of any security on the device and just left it wide open. It's the equivalent of leaving your car doors unlocked and putting a note on it saying car doors unlocked, Nothing valuable inside.
And the keys in the ignition.
And probably the keys in the ignition, yeah.
YouTube chat wants to know, can you hack this thing to play Doom now? I don't know if the screen
I haven't actually looked at it, but I don't think there's much of a display on it. Now, could you program it to connect...
To output Doom to a device it's connected to? Like have it fire up like a terminal window and then push characters into it?
And then launch Doom? Yes.
Yeah.
And I bet you there is an ASCII-based Doom at this point, which you could probably run natively.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's where my mind was going. ASCII-based Doom.
Yeah.
On the connected device.
Let's move on to the next story. Nightmare, Eclipse, and Microsoft continue their fight over 0 days.
I distilled this down to who's got the best 0 days, Sebastian. I mean, is it Microsoft? I voted for Microsoft. That's in my mind.
Yes.
And they have the clout, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And the history. They got a long history. Nightmare Eclipse, newcomer.
A very bitter newcomer. Because all of this nightmarish existence, the very recent one, the last, I want to say 5-6 months, is because whoever Nightmare Eclipse is claims that he had an agreement with Microsoft to say, hey, I have a whole bunch of bugs, and you've got a bounty program. So you're going to need to pay them out. And Microsoft said, well, no, we don't. I mean, if you got a whole bunch of bugs, you should just give it to them and we'll give you a wholesale price. And the story goes that this did not go over well. And Nightmare Eclipse has been living up to their name and delivering all sorts of 0 days, left, right, and center. You thought BitLocker was good. No, totally can defeat that. You thought that, just links were fine. No, we can delete that. Oh, you thought old vulnerabilities that didn't exist anymore are gone. No, they're still there. So does seem to be a fight between maybe a single person, maybe a group of people on the security side saying, hey, Microsoft, you have a bug bounty program. You're also making money. Pay us out. No, we don't want to. So from Microsoft's side, this is a bad actor. They're just spewing out 0 days for no reason whatsoever. They're definitely not upset at us because we're the most awesome company on the planet and everyone loves us. Why would you dislike us? So after pushing out the largest Patch Tuesday in history, Nightmare Eclipse decided to drop another 0 day. Now, to be fair, Microsoft did patch the original use of this 0 day, which was a remote code execution vulnerability. Except Nightmare Eclipse said, oh, well, yeah, but if I modify it this way, I can actually force Microsoft Defender into a race condition where in a vast majority of systems, I can suddenly get you to spawn a command prompt with system privileges, which is not worrisome whatsoever in the least. Being a race condition, it's more based on the hardware, but
and that's a modification again of a previously patched exploit. So even though Microsoft keeps continuously coming out with we've patched it, this actor is continuously coming in saying, you really didn't fix it. Here, let me show you how it's still broken again and again and again. You referred to that a little while ago by saying, oh, hey, that thing you supposedly patched, some number of months or even years ago is still exploitable with a little bit of extra tweaking, some special sauce on top. Yeah. It's still exploitable. And that's what he's dangling over their heads here. And Microsoft has decided that they aren't going to pay out. So it's become a race sort of between somebody who's trying to be the good guy, but trying to get paid for it. And Microsoft, who's continuously saying I don't think Josh said it, we're the best programmers ever. Why would we need you? And they're not paying out.
No, and I mean, it would have been a fair chunk of change because this guy's come up with at least a dozen. Mm. I think over the last, it's been 6 or 8 months. It hasn't been a long time. And it keeps going, and every time they put out a patch, away you go. Nightmare Eclipse. You thought so.
Yeah.
But
here, let me show you where you
much
went
like
wrong.
Bugs Bunny finds a new way in. So, yeah, and honestly, sorry, Microsoft, you are making enough money off of everyone. And Copilot must be raking you in billions and billions of dollars.
Absolutely. The ROI
and that everyone
on Copilot
loves
is
it.
just unfathomable.
Oh,
So
it's Scrooge McDuck level of cash.
Yeah. Pay them out or hire them.
But it's a few $1,000s, Jeremy. That's a lot of money for a big company like Microsoft.
Oh, some of them can be like 50, 100 grand.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like the Bug Bounty program does pay out, but
that's well beyond Scrappy's startup cost.
how much damage does some of these things do?
Maybe they look at their tarnished reputation and just decide, you can't hurt us anymore.
I'm guessing this was some project manager of the Bug Bounty program who said, we don't have the budget for that much of a payout this period, so we are going to just go ahead and deny all of those.
Well, and I don't think this is related in any way, shape, or form, but didn't Microsoft dump a whole bunch of their programmers and developers in the not too distant
They did a little while ago, yeah.
They're quality control. Yeah, QC.
Yeah,
that's right. Gosh, it was QA. You're right about that.
So someone who's literally looking for bugs got canned in a very malicious manner, and it's okay. They'll be fine because they get free Copilot.
Yeah.
So expect to hear Nightmare Eclipse along the way. And I'm glad that you went light because, my God, the past 7 days of vulnerabilities, we skipped Cisco and so many edge devices, and
I went to the one that's probably near and dear to most people's desktops.
And yes, JavaScript, the thing we all love to hate.
And more 0 days on that topic. Chrome users need to update now as Google patches another active 0 day. This is from Hot Hardware.
Yeah, as of yesterday. Yeah.
I believe that's what, 6 this year?
Yeah, I think it's 5. There were 5 previous ones. This is the 6th, I believe, right around there.
Yeah, so 1 a month.
And I believe all of these are rated high, and there's a fair number of them in here. I can't remember I'm trying to remember how many are actually being patched here. But it is a disturbingly high number that they have brought out to patch, and 74 security fixes in this latest update. Of them, 17 are marked critical, 56 rated high, and a paltry number of 2 are rated medium. Right. So this is the point. This is the point in the show where we say, like, go do it now. We'll just wait until you update it and then come back. But if you just reach out to the people who may not be doing this on a regular basis, your friends, parents, people who don't interface with computers very well, just please have them update their Chrome. I wrote this originally as, Chrome, JavaScript, 0 day, blah, 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 indicating it's like, per usual, Chrome has a bunch of vulnerabilities need to be updated. It's just that, unfortunately, people aren't doing it enough. So please do so quickly as you can.
You really have to wonder how far behind Edge is, because that's definitely not Chrome with a different thing bolted on top.
I mean, it is. Yeah. I don't know. Did they probably introduced a whole bunch of vulnerabilities in the bolted on top part? So
you don't say. You don't say.
Yep. Does it still run ActiveX?
Bondo isn't a good solution for proper design.
That's it, Sebastian.
Hey, if you want more, we have more, but you should move on.
Yeah. Thank you for that Insecurity Corner segment. Moving on to Gaming Quick Hits. TMNT, The Last Ronin. It is already a comic, of course, but it is not a game.
It was going to be a game, but, THQ Nordic and Black Forest Games kind of fired almost everyone that worked for them. And I'm sure what was a perfectly reasonable response to something.
It's market conditions, Jeremy. Market conditions.
It's whatever the current excuse is. So The Last Ronin wasn't canceled. It was just put on hiatus. And Paramount, who actually owns the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at this point, said, hey, what about Platinum Games? You know, like Nier Automata, the ones who do like the hack and slash games. Maybe we should give them a shot at it. And there is a very disappointing announcement teaser with absolutely no gameplay or anything, just an idea of the theme of the last remaining Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle going after Shredder's granddaughter in a slightly near future dystopia, as you know, we're used to at this point. And it could be interesting. It could come out. I mean, personally, I don't think there's been a good TMNT game since like Turtles in Time. There have been a lot since then, but they have not been good.
Have you played Shredder's Revenge?
I have not.
That's awesome. My son and I played that. 2024, and it looks like a Super Nintendo game. It's going to return to that old school look and gameplay. Worth checking out if you're interested.
I remember some, and they were a slog, and they were a pain in the butt to finish, and some of them were really fun, but then they just sort of stripped both of that out and turned it into an unfun slog. But yeah, I might check that one out, because it's growing up, the Eastman comics and that were just brilliant. The show was silly, but I was of a right age.
Yeah, but it made the guys rich. But unfortunately, then they stopped working together, and yeah.
Well, Last Ronin came out not even 10 years ago.
It is super dark, but it is a return to that kind of original gritty.
Yeah, the original gritty. And the one I'm wondering about is, so in the novel, in the comic book, they actually drag the reveal out a little bit as to which turtle survived. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they can do that in the game.
Why not?
I don't know if they can actually pull that off in the game. Oh, who am I? But we'll see.
Is it due to the
turtle you're expecting? He's got all the weapons.
Ah, I see.
All his brothers are dead, so he's got all of the weapons.
It's probably Mikey. Anyway.
Pretty good guess.
Man knows his turtles.
Steam gift cards they're going the way of the dodo. They're physical cards that you used to see hanging up in all the retail stores. When they're gone because scammers have adapted to whatever security measures Steam tried. And now Steam is just like, okay, digital only, I guess.
They've worked with retailers. They've worked with law enforcement. They've made changes to the cards. They've reduced the ability for them to be used internationally. Scammers have won, Sebastian. They won.
What about my stocking stuffers?
I know.
We've tried nothing, and we're all out of ideas.
Okay.
Well,
that's
you can get Steam games on Amazon, and you can get Amazon gift cards. So
okay, that's a way. There's always one new method to replace the last, and I'm sure it's all these cards. How many V-Bucks cards have been ripped off? But does Epic care? Because they're making billions off of that stuff anyway. It's the number one requested gift item is V-Bucks cards. So those are Steam? Physically in every store.
I've never asked for one in my life.
I transacted a lot of Steam cards in my life, so
some of my children.
No more.
In what way do you mean transacted? Were you a dealer?
I mean, I bought them and gave them away.
Mm-hmm.
And totally legitimately activated them.
Yeah, 100% legit.
Wink, wink, nudge.
I was no part of driving the Steam gift cards out of the market.
Wait, were you one of those guys who sold like the cards for satellite boxes?
Cards for satellite? No,
of course
no.
not.
Great idea, though. Great idea. No one ever got in trouble for that.
Tom's Hardware has our final story. Valve says Steam Machine and Steam Frame shipping this summer as company confirms release window as it expands verified program. How much do you think it's going to cost? Is that the only thing that matters anymore? Or do you not care?
No. What matters is an actual release of Steam OS.
That'd be nice. Again,
if you can get on the SFTP site and grab the Steam OS image that they're currently using for that machine, you're going to have something probably better than Bazite. You're going to have a stable Steam OS machine.
Right. That's the great thing about one hardware platform. I mean, I'm sure Bront can attest to this, but Apple has had so much success over the years.
Closed garden.
Yes, you know the hardware. You can optimize the software for it. Why do you think consoles
absolutely
are supported for years and years? You have a decade of support for like a PlayStation 4. The thing has known hardware specs. You know exactly what to do with resolution and quality settings to tailor the game for that specific platform with its 8 gigabytes of, shared memory or whatever it is. And the Steam Machine is going to be whatever it is. I'm sure it's going to be different configurations with different levels of storage and mememory, but it is what it is.
It's not going to go the way of Apple. No way in hell is Valve going to be able to pull that off.
Why
are you
not?
You going to solder that together so that people can't add to it and tweak it?
Damn right. It'll be some kind of like LPDDR4X or something on there to save money and have lower power.
Shit. You're probably right, aren't you?
It'll be just as easy as it has been to solder stuff onto Apple motherboards, meaning possible, but rather extreme.
But yeah.
Let us move to picks of the week. Josh, would you like to get us started this time?
Hey, you know what? This is, even though DIY is hurting, this is still a really good gaming processor. I mean, if you bought one years ago, you're happy. If you're getting one now, you're with the 20 off promo, it's $100 less than the 9800X3D, and it performs very, very close to that one. Yeah, it's the older, X3D cache. It's can't be overclocked as much because of, essentially got an insulator, a heat producer right above the CPU, but you can still get it $369 after rebate for a really solid gaming processor.
I got to agree, Josh. I just built recently, within the past couple of months, a 9800 X3D machine and a 7800 X3D machine. And I benchmarked them both using Sebastian's favorite tool, Geekbench. And they're both within roughly 10 to 25-ish%, maybe a little bit more than 25% of each other. 9800 X3D pretty much on top of like 99.9% of all those benchmarks, at least in that suite.
But you don't buy an X3D to run Geekbench. You run
not usually.
I would. But
I mean, yes.
I built those same two systems last year. One of them was my son's system. 9800 X3D was in his. Our first computer build together. And then for my wife's system, like, what? Honestly, she's going to be playing on a 4K TV in the living room. The 7800 X3D. And the 7800 X3D versus 9800 at 4K, it's like less than 5%
no difference. Yeah.
So it's like at that point, if you go, that's why that the CPU reviews always use like 1080p low, because that's how you show scaling. You go up to 1440 Ultra or 4K, there's no real difference anymore. Save yourself some money. It's a great gaming processor.
Great.
All right. Yes, Jeremy, your pick this week.
It is an exclusive to Canadian viewers of the live podcast.
Oh.
Because it's getting hard to pick interesting things. And so I found a deal on the Dark Rock 5 that is good until pretty much the end of this podcast. But it is 50% off. So if you are watching live, you get to have this. If you're not watching live, well, send me an interesting pick, because my God, this is getting hard to do. So yes, the Darkwings Pro R5, 50% off. So just $75. It is decent cooler. It's not brilliant, but it is definitely worth 75 Canadian dollars. Jump on it now or wait until it goes back on sale.
Thank you. All right, Kent, your pick this week.
I don't get to go.
So
Oh, wait, did I see you on the list? Oh, sorry, hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot that you were even here.
I know.
It's been like a month. So, Brett, your pick this week.
Well, people may know me as a literary connoisseur. This is not one of those picks. This is a pick against a series that is probably a lot better than it should be, given its subject matter and its sort of simplistic approach. It is a derivative of Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's the upcoming potential live action series that's going to be derived from that very, very enjoyable, highly fun adventure series. Good read if you want to, or good listen if you want to pick up the Audible or not. But they're turning it into something live action. And this is my pick is that this is that they do something good with this. It is, in my opinion, going to be difficult to turn into live action just due to the fantastic nature of the scenes and the things that are going on through the series. But I hope they do a good job. So my pick is a future pick that I will enjoy this. We'll definitely give it a try when it comes out. Good people are involved in it. Seth MacFarlane, for one. I'm hoping that I have high hopes. So that's my pick, is that this will be good.
Thank you. I guess we'll do Kent's pick now.
well, you don't have to, but since I'm here,
Yes.
if you're out there and you're looking at playing some maybe flight combat games or even just Microsoft Flight Sim, but you don't have a throttle and stick controller, here's a good
what
system.
now? What?
Read it the way you wrote it.
How about
Hot ass?
a hot ass?
Exactly. That's what he wrote.
Hey, that was a joke just for you guys, but since you brought it up, oh well.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is the Logitech GX56. I checked it. I've not used this one personally, but I ran it by our resident expert, Mr. Walrath, and he said that this is a good system. It's on sale right now. Full splittable throttle system and a stick, $229.99, and you can have it by Father's Day.
I got the X52. It's not quite as sexy, but it does work.
It's a good looking stick. Know what I'm saying?
It is definitely a hot stick.
It's a what?
Sebastian didn't know what HOTUS means. He thought it was like,
Yes.
that's the magnetic technology that reads what you're doing with the stick. No, it's not.
It's not what I said, but close enough. Whatever I said was probably equally as inane. I just didn't know that the H stood for whatever it stood for.
Hands,
Hot dog down a hallway.
stick.
Yeah, hot dog down a hallway.
Hot ass down a hallway.
Anyway,
Well,
right,
the magnetics.
Yes. I have a pick this
The
week.
Hall effect.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to show you. Let's see here. I needed some golf shoes. I didn't really need them, but my shoes were, 15 years old. I decided, you know what? This might be the year. Went on Amazon, looking around. I ended up with this overall pick, this Puma Golf Fusion Crush golf shoes. They're only $50. I got them, played a couple of rounds in them. They are so light compared to what I was used to. They're just like a walking shoe. They look reasonable. They come in
Do they
various
have spikes?
colors. They don't really do spikes anymore. For a while, they were doing these like clusters of kind of sharp things. Now it's just like grippy on the bottom, but not. It's like a trail running shoe for most golf shoes now, something like that. It provides a reasonable.
But I understand trail running. I don't understand golf.
It's just supposed to help you stay in position while you're swinging because of the torque you put on your legs.
Yeah.
Anyway, they do work as well as my old golf shoes did as far as traction goes. And I just love them because they're very stretchy and lightweight. Not waterproof though.
It doesn't sound quite as cool when you're walking to the clubhouse on asphalt with your spiked golf shoes.
Click, click.
Exactly.
All right,
Still
the
spiked,
soft
still
jazz
used
music has
at,
begun to play as we all talk over each other. One more time. This episode of the PC Perspective Podcast. Episode 871 is in the can, as Leo would say. Another PCPer is in the can.
So you're saying we took a shit?
No, in the can. Like it's an old Hollywood term.
Yeah, that's what I call the bathroom. It's like, hey, I got to head to the can.
Not everybody calls it the can. Some people call it the
one
loo.
in the
Wait, you got a
can.
head? You got a head to the can?
Oh,
So that's more of a naval term.
Yeah, it still counts.
Hey, do you want to do the outro again?
No,
I'll
you
shut
can
up.
do the outro. This is my attempt at the
Oh, hey, this time we're on RSS
If you don't
and
like
your local
it.
podcast feed because someone's back.
Yay. Turns out I can only do the video part. Josh, take it away.
My God, people complain.
This has been the PC Perspective Podcast, episode number 871, coming to you directly from Sebastian's No Longer basement. Yes, if you've noticed, his studio has received upgrades. Yes, retro speakers. Yes, hexagonal panels. Yes, a wife probably not watching at the moment because
Wait, just a wife in general. Yes. Sebastian no longer
all of these
in his
things
parents' basement.
no longer. But he is gonna just like Asus, he is going to get an aluminum pipe, and he's going to spray paint it copper, and it will be mounted in the corner.
That
Ooh.
hurts.
Just you wait.
I think he sounds better too. He might be auto tuning. I don't know. Sounds better.
Josh sounded almost robotic there. It was hypnotic.
Robotic, hypnotic. Anyway,
Perhaps
Thanks for
Josh
watching,
is
all.
one of those two AI agents he was talking about earlier.
one Bront. Yeah.
We're all bots. We're all bots now.
If this had been a real emergency, we would be on fire.
Good night.
That's a
Thank
great way
you
to
for
end it.
pressing the
Thank you.
self-destruct button.